the more she's away. Still I sleep 13 hours a day. Do I search for and find her? My heart yearns for comfort. Did I love her like this before she left? Like there's hardly enough room in my chest. And at night when the light falls beyond my off-white walls, I find myself learning again. We all are alone in the end.
Let's go in the garden. You'll find something waiting right there where you left it, lying upside down. When you finally find it, you'll see how it's faded. The underside is lighter when you turn it around. Everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily and nightly, in little ways, when everything stays. Go down to the ocean, the crystal tide is raising. Water's gotten higher as the shore washes out. Keep your eyes wide open, even when the sun is blazing. The moon controls the tide, it could cause you to drown. Everything stays right where you left it. Everything stays, but it still changes ever so slightly, daily and nightly, in little ways, when everything stays.
See the sunset, the day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you. So let love warm you till the morning. I'll stay with you by your side. Close your tired eyes. I'll wait, and soon I'll see your smile in a dream, and I
And hello. Welcome back, everyone, to The Cursed Ones, where we play D&D. And oh fucking boy, oh man, oh boy. It's been one hell of a fucking week, hasn't it, guys? Whew. How are we feeling?
Not good.
Feeling pretty good.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're feeling great right now, Tony. One moment.
Yeah, someone who's missed half the past 2 sessions, I feel great.
Yeah, I think those are like objectively the best sessions to have skipped. Honestly, I think this was tactical on your end, and you know what? I appreciate you reading my mind and knowing exactly when things were gonna go down. You know what? You just outplayed everyone by not showing up at the session that the TPK happened.
Yeah, if you're not there, you can't die.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to
You'd be
The Cursed
immortal if you
Ones.
never show up.
Where we play Dungeons and Dragons pretty much every week or wherever we feel like it. We are going to, of course, as always, head through our question of the day, and then are going to get started with the session. So, starting us off, as always, is going to be a Tony Spells, and the question of the day today... You know what? What is a standout roleplay moment that you can identify from all the other players right now? What's one moment that's like stuck with you?
Well, I think definitely when I was rewatching the VOD for last session and Kiki with the sort of desperate like prayer that was like manic and like spiral, that was hard to watch. That was some good shit. That was really
good
I
shit.
felt that.
Yeah, that shit was fucking real.
Like it was genuinely hard to watch. That was
Yeah.
You tapped into some shit there.
Sorry.
No,
It's
don't
good.
apologize.
No,
That
it's a
shit
good
was
thing.
amazing. It was genuinely fucking amazing. It was brilliant. We got that shit here. You were locked the fuck in. Okay.
Lock the fuck in.
Lock the fuck in. Alright, next up. Charpay, after not surviving, who are you and what is just a standout roleplay moment that you've had with any of these other characters alongside you?
Hello, I'm Cece. I play Charpay. Next session, who knows? But Man, I fucking love Gideon. Gideon's so special to me. I think so much about this Everturnum one shot. He's
You're
a wonderful little
to
guy.
The guy who has
Yes,
life in
I
your
am,
hands.
but also it's true.
I fucking love Gideon too.
I want to see it grow up healthy, and that is not what happened, but still.
Any particular moment in the Everturnum one shot that stood out?
I think a lot about just like the introduction to everything when he was just like under the rubble doing all of those spells. That fucked me up.
Yeah, absolutely. God. Died Onyx, who are you and what has been a standout moment for you with your fellow compatriots?
Hi, I'm Ro. I played Aros. Who knows who I'm gonna play next? I also played Levi, but one and the same. 2 sides of the same coin. A roleplay moment that stood out. I mean, Can I do a quick pass and come back?
Yeah, there's a lot to think about here. For sure. Hi. I am March 3rd, 2024. Damn. Based on that one tweet where the guy's just like, I be smoking that za and see the visions of the next strategies, March 3rd, 2024. Damn. Just so happened that it lines up with today, which is really fucking funny. Oh, man, I once again, I always say this when it comes to recapping roleplay moments, but I come from an interesting position as the Dungeon Master, where I definitely have a different experience with your guys' characters, but I fucking love them as if they are my children. They're my little guys of all time. Just like to kind of go back a little bit here, and kind of broaden the scope of this question a little bit. I'm gonna take a poll from a little while ago, which was back in the arc in Yashendale with the Yashendale apocalypse. I think often about Charpay and Lily, accepting their death in the box that they were trapped in, and Lily officiating an unofficial, like, wedding ceremony between Charpay and Kelsey because they didn't think they were gonna make it. I think about that so fucking often, that they were just so delirious and just wanted to help each other and were just being sisters, man. That shit hits. That shit hits. Woof. Morg, who are you? And what is a moment that stood out to you so far?
Yeah, well, I mean, you already said my name. I play Arden. Maybe not for long, but who knows. I did only just go down at the end of last session, so a little up in the air there, I guess. And as far as roleplay moments, I like, dude, I'm casting my mind across. I've been here for like, what, a couple of years now? Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking real hard.
There's a lot of choices here. You've been here for like a
There are,
years.
You know, I guess I really enjoyed some of the, this is going to be maybe more general, but I've just really enjoyed a lot of the stuff that we were doing when we were in the I don't know what arc we call this, but the theater arc, when we were on the island. I just thought it was kind of, like when we went behind the scenes there, I just thought that was cool. It was a cool concept. And like the stuff you came up with when you get hit with like weird random effects, was pretty fun.
Backstage, that was.
So again,
wild.
maybe that's a little more general.
No,
I
mean like there was. I
don't remember. I don't remember.
That's okay. There were.
I can remember my own actions usually, like some of the time, but
so many moments in that arc, especially with fucking Cornelius. Good lord, what a heavy fucking hitter of a character. Yeah. Never give up hope. Who are you? And what's a moment that stood out to you so far? You've definitely been here for the least amount of time compared to everyone, but still.
That is true. Hi, I'm Ethan. I played Ensi. And sorry. Let's see. I'd say if there's one moment I could pick that stood out to me in the time I've been playing, in the short time I've been playing, I think that would be Gideon's confrontation with Xibalba right before he casted the Temple of the Gods. That was Tony is so good at playing a character that's being fucked with. Like that lip quivering and everything. That was fantastic on that end. I really admired that.
I was really proud of myself for picking up that and then using it as a jab. Woof.
But all in all, this has been a truly fantastic role-playing experience with all of you. You're all amazing role players, and I appreciate you all for that.
Yay. Next up, things got scrambled. Oh, nope, they're descrambled. We're all good. Okay. William After, who are you, and what is a roleplay moment that has stood out to you in your time in the campaign so far?
I'm Kiki. I play Lily. Been here for a goddamn minute. It's hard to pick at least like one moment, even just like one arc, because number one, I always forget sometimes, and number two, it's so good I can't pick just one. But I think if I had to pick at least like two to narrow it down, because I'm very indecisive. More recent ones, like Gideon basically explaining everything to Benny as he's like lowered to the ground after the incident with Hilo. It wasn't like him explaining everything wasn't really acted out, but just like the image of that kind of sticks with me. And then just all of like every time Leviticus was brought out was just any Leviticus, like the Leave Icarus, Prometheus, which was the recent one, was good. Aros is Leviticus, Leviticai, Levi. Like, I don't know, it's always just like, you make like, they're made into likable characters, which is unfortunate because they're trying to kill you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. And rounding us off today, of course, we have Heaven on Their Minds. Who are you? And what is a roleplay moment that has stood out to you?
Hello, my name is Crime, and today I play Benny. A roleplay moment that really stood out to me is anytime I think of this campaign, I always think back to the Borean. We had some incredible fucking moments on the Borean. I won't be able to pin down just one moment just because holy shit, like this has been a ride.
Can
But
I throw
definitely
one out
if I'm
there from the Borean?
Yes, absolutely.
The one I would throw out from the Borean is Charpay admitting murderous intention against Coach Lightning, and then Mulholland.
Oh my god, yes!
And then Mulholland like steadying her focus and just like
Really? Oh god, thank you.
That
was a long
great.
time ago.
Mulholland.
That was so good. I just wailing arc, my beloved.
Now we're in the wailing arc because we're all fucking sobbing.
Wailing and bawling.
Went from bawling to bawling.
White
Really
whale,
is
holy
the
grail.
blood and thunder of D&D sessions.
Oh yeah, but that is my pick, definitely.
Perfect. All right, let's go over the recap of what happened last session.
Do we want to get back to Ro?
Oh yes, Ro. Thank you for reminding me, Cece. Ro, did you think of one?
It's definitely hard to pick, just because these two idiots picked the ones that I were gonna choose right before me.
You're fully free to do it again.
Yeah, but I like to be original.
Nah, being
Say the same
original
thing,
is
but why it
lame.
was special to you specifically. Like why it specifically resonated with you.
I think for Sepulturnum, Gideon's introduction is just because, like, well, when Gideon was first introduced, obviously not on the best terms with my character on account of he got freaked out, he got flighty, and then, you know, called a Leviticus. But
Oh, he called the Leviticus. Okay.
no, what Aros did, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
I'm not.
Gideon
No,
was being
I am
flighty.
rather
I was like,
objective in my what happened. Anyways, so it's just kind of like, oh yeah, no, like, Gideon is just this fucking, like, basically a fucking brick wall when it comes to, like, magic stuff. And then we go back, get to Sepulturnum, and his introduction is literally just like, hello? And he's just, man. Big ol' eyes.
Big eyes, messy face was all that was said, and it broke so many people here.
God, also all of the interactions with Calypso, though. God. They were friends.
Hang on. Oh, sorry. I was thinking of Calypso the dog character for a second because I just realized that that there is Calypso the bear and there's also Calypso the dog.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Crypto
Callus
the
stuff.
Super
What's her
Dog.
name? I know
Remember
you
that
know.
show?
Yeah, sorry.
Crypto the fucking super dog. Oh, shout out to the Wonder Pets as well. Those are very different guys, but shout out to them anyways. I wonder how they're
Fucking
doing
dead.
nowadays. Shut up, Cece.
My dog. I know she's dead.
Oh.
Oh, do you need different Wonder Pets?
No. The Wonder Pets.
I don't know the Wonder Pets. I thought you were referring to our pets.
No, the Wonder Pets.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
phone.
fucking Wonder
The
Pets.
phone
Is
is
this some kind of
ringing.
Canadian
That
thing?
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Canadian thing, yeah.
Oh my
All
god.
The phone will
know,
be
I
right
know
there.
All right.
hamster.
Okay.
Let's get into the session recap and then let's go from there. So, last session started off as you guys continued to make your way through Xibalba's lair. This time, you were put into a puzzle of morality, and after having to deal with some relatively easy decisions, that being between Deface and some Bastion members, you guys were hit with something a little bit more troubling. Milenko or Elian, a child or a lifelong friend. This decision was absolutely harrowing for the party, with not everyone coming to the same conclusion, and no one really fully having a clear-cut answer on how to go about this. Additionally, Arden and Charpay had arrived on the scene a little bit late, not having the full context of what was happening because they were off having a conversation with who was revealed to have the name of Pluto, aka the Precipice, or not the Precipice, the Pangea, aka the Sun. They had a conversation with him, and were led back into the fray, where they were suddenly also met with this conundrum: Elian or Milenko. There wasn't a clear-cut answer, but Ensi started shooting for Milenko. Jesper used the Leviticus protocol to try and get Aros to fight back, to try and counterspell, And in return, Aros used a command to make Lily deal a devastating one-hit blow, killing outright Malenko in one single hit. It was horrific.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the AC of that child?
The AC of that child was 10. They had 10 AC and 3 hit points. And things got chaotic. Lily and Aros were basically screaming at one another, and Lily came to this realization that she was no better than her father Kasim. From there, a fight began to break out as Ensi at first tried to warn Jesper, don't make any stupid moves. Jesper didn't listen. He was distraught. He wanted an eye for an eye, so at first he tried to swing for Elian, but Arden grabbed Elian and ran, so Jesper's second option was to try and get revenge directly on Lily. So using psionics, one of the only mind control abilities in the game which does not stipulate the don't hurt yourself, don't kill yourself rule, he commanded Lily to harm herself to the point of death. To which Lily obliged. Aros tried to break up the fight by just causing a giant mudslide in the room. Malenko's body ended up slipping. People were trying to get Jesper's attention away, but by the end of things, Lily was down to nothing. They had to get her back up onto 1. Jesper was taken out by Ensi, and everyone else was left to pick up the pieces from there. Of course, you're still in Xibalba's lair, and that is, as always, going to complicate things, as you guys were sent to a treatment theater. This large, kind of almost college lecture hall type room that led down into a small procedural site in the middle, where Xibalba was waiting for you all. It asked a simple question, that being, do you feel powerful? Everyone answered differently. This whole ordeal had tested their will, had tested their minds, had tested what they think of strength. The only people who really had solid answers were Ensi, with yes, strong enough to beat you, and Arden, who stood up and had a small conversation with Xibalba regarding strength, power, where it lies, where it matters, and where it doesn't. Xibalba posed that, yes, there are different forms of strength, but does it really matter if you're dead? They didn't really have time to think about an answer to that question, as Xibalba sent them through their final trial. The trial of power. A fight broke out. There's many things to say about that fight, and over the course of the week, I have a feeling a lot of us have been thinking about how that fight went down. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is that Xibalba capitalized on any opportunity it was given. And one by one, you guys were picked off. First Ensi fell, then Benny, then Lily, then Aros, and Arden was the last one up with Charpay, but then Charpay went down and Arden spent all of her resources trying to get people back up, trying to get Lily, Benny, etc. into the fray, but as Xibalba posited, you could not get them up faster than it could put them back down, and it was not lying. Eventually, Lily got back to her feet, swung for Xibalba, hoping to take it out, but that activated a contingency. That being to activate Odaluk's Resilient Sphere on itself and mitigate all the damage. From there, both Arden and Lily were on too low of hit points to make any significant difference, especially when Xibalba had legendary actions. And you all fell. And that is where we ended last session. So, without further ado, are we ready to jump into Cursed One session 172?
Yep.
Okay. There was something here once. Perhaps the damp walls of a cave, having been traversed by young teens by torchlight. Perhaps these walls were home to creatures looking to sequester away from the howling winter winds. Perhaps small ohms and salamanders would crawl upon the slick walls. Perhaps bats would find rest upon the nooks of the ceiling. Perhaps a forest grew overhead. Maybe it's still there. The churring of creatures rooting through the underbrush, the gentle scrabbling of lizards on a bark tree, the rotting tree that has become home to a small red fox, and a small stagnant pond topped with lily pads, home to small toads and frogs. Perhaps there are acorns picked through by squirrels and mice, and the scene, sun-dappled with the gentle hum of magic hour purple. Perhaps, one time, you could have walked through it. Perhaps if you had known the end was so close, you would have sought it out first. Hour 1. It's not silence that follows the casting. There's still the chittering click of the dead man's box that mutters a low, steady hymn, but it's overtaken by a different click. A low tick-tock, tick-tock. Hour 1 of 24. There is work to do. Eros. Leviticus. You hear the rain falling around you, but you don't feel it on your fur. You hear the way it falls off of branches and gently dapples against large leaves, rolling down to join a rushing stream. The question need not be posed anymore about the cat in the box. The paradox has been solved. You've seen this sun once before, back in the Outlands, but you've never seen its reflection across greenery. You've never seen the way it paints the sky as it begins to fall under the horizon line below. If you can't feel the rain, then why do you still feel a drop spill down your cheeks? Why do you feel so many? Why? Every life is a world. Through the setting rays of sunlight, how does your world face its end? What are your final thoughts?
It depends, I think. Because Levi was the one who, I guess, was up and about before, well, when it happened. It was almost a relief. It was mostly an inevitability, I think. He's never been as strong, as useful as any of the terms he'd apply to Levi. So, Levi goes down. Is there anything he can do about it? And on the other side of the coin, I mean, if you've ever read the short story Paul's Case, I think it'd be a similar feeling. Sort of a glimpse of hope into something better, and knowing that you are simply different. There's nothing you can do about it, no matter how close it may seem. And eventually, you're always going to end up falling back into place. Or, if you can't be controlled, you'll be killed.
You see the sunset. The day is ending. Hour 4. Parchment scattered across the floor, arced in patterns and combed through by spellwork and raw, exhausted effort. LII:III. Back then, you would have night terrors. XII:II. A name, a flower, a rose. Of course there's been a plan. Of course there's always been a plan, a solution. XII:X. A connection. I, a history, a present, perfection, divinity, machine, flesh. The projection of completion hasn't been met yet. There's still time. There's still time. LII:III-CXXII. A plan. A future. A contingency. To ascension, to total body disruption. One has yet to begin. One may have been established, but it's not too late to heal, to rest, to recover. It's not too late to fix things. Keep reading. Keep learning. Make it to the sunset of tomorrow. Then go from there. There's still time. There's still... Arden. Your lungs heave. They're supposed to be full of energy. You're supposed to be. You're a heavy sleeper, but now is not the time to rest. Oh well. Maybe it is. After all, your mom promised she'd come wake you up in time for breakfast. Roll a death saving throw.
You know, I should have... I just had my dice here. Well, whatever, I'll use it.
Yeah, don't forget monks get +6 to the save because of Diamond Soul.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, my computer's being really slow.
No worries.
This is why I use physical dice. Where did they go?
I believe in you.
This is there.
Perfect. Alright, roll a death saving throw.
19.
One
With
success
the
for
+6.
Arden Marlowe. Arden, throughout your life, is there a moment where you have cried?
Is there a moment where I've what?
Cried.
Yeah.
What do you think one of these moments would have been?
It's hard for me to come up with a specific one in the moment, but I think usually Arden cries for other people and not herself. She feels, you know, I mean, she feels her own pain, but when it's her own, she knows what to do with it. She can kind of, it's usually something she can address. But when it's something that's bigger than her, that's farther away, and she can't do anything about it, that's when it affects her the most.
When you were younger, you found a small baby bird that had fallen out from its nest and had crumpled to the ground dead on your walk. You rushed it home in a small box, and you and Lilavati spent time trying to resuscitate it back to health, but it did not survive the following morning. You cried for the small creature, and your mother was there to comfort you. You talked for a while, unpacked what this meant, where the bird would go, how it would fly away in another manner. Even if it wasn't able to fly on this plane, it will find its wings in another. And as your conversation came to a close, she promised you something. I will always be there for you. Nothing's gonna hurt you, as long as I'm in your life. She should be coming now, any moment, to help you, to help your friends. Roll a death saving throw.
+6, that's a 12.
2 successes for Arden Marlowe. You're sitting on a picnic blanket, tenderly weaved with quilted patterns you assisted in suturing. It's soft, slightly scratchy. A ladybug crawls gently across its surface. Over this winding tree-covered hill, the golden glow lowers around you in a sunset. Next to you is Lilavati. She's always been taller than you, horns curled around her ears, tucking back her warm brown hair, and the sunset has always reflected like a mirror through her glossy green eyes. Right now, she looks off in the distance at the lowering golden glow. Arden, can I be honest with you?
Yeah?
I'm scared with you going out there on your own. You know? I know you really want to do it.
I know.
Yeah. I don't want you to get hurt.
I'm scared too.
Yeah?
I'm just more scared of doing nothing.
And that's what scares me, is that you're always gonna be doing something. I can't stop you, Mom can't stop you. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want to lose my baby sister.
Well, I can't promise that you'll never lose me, but even if I don't exist here anymore, I will still exist. I mean, well, I guess you could say I'd exist in the afterlife, but more than that, I'll exist in here. And Arden reaches her hand out and kind of puts her hand over Leela's heart. And it's just like, you'll always have some part of me with you.
I know, but I don't want to be left with just a memory.
Then I'll make sure to write a journal. And if something happens to me, it's yours.
I don't know how you do it. No. Mom's gonna be there for you. It'll be okay. You'll be okay. You write that journal, okay? But I want to read it after your adventure, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm really proud of you.
I'm proud of you too.
She should be coming now. Any moment. Roll a death saving throw.
Say 13.
That is 3 successes for Arden Marlowe. Arden Marlowe has been stabilized. You're alone on the picnic blanket. The sun has stopped setting. Instead, it just lingers there. She should be coming now. Any moment. Hour 8. Keep resting. Your joints feel heavy and sore, your eyes glazed and bagged. Your legs are mangled, your knee inflamed and red. It hurts to rest. It hurts to stay still. The way your spine sits uncomfortably against the rest of your bones, the way you feel the great tug of poison through your veins, the way every breath heaves with a great wetness in your lungs. It hurt like this before as well. Your back pressed against the corner of that old, damp cobble cell. The fresh, blossomed burn stinging its wretched symphony across your face, the nights of bruised ribs and broken wrists, tethered taut in steel. But you'll make it through again. You have before. Come on. What's one more? Keep resting. Keep surviving. Make it to the sunset of tomorrow. There's still time. There's still... Benny. Her hair was mousy, always slightly disheveled from the perpetual busybody work she'd get herself into. That never stopped you from loving to run your hands through it, especially when you danced. Your body has aged so much. The movements are slow, but she stays in step with your new pace. There's no fuss to it. She leads. She always leads. Her hands, worn and weathered from a life of hard work, rest on your hip and your shoulder. Her forehead, just old enough to have begun to wrinkle, presses against yours. You can't see her mouth from how close you two are, but you see the way her eyes bunch so gently. Her crow's feet always look so beautiful when she smiles. The sun sets behind Mary as she dances with you. I'm sorry. We don't have long. You're hanging on. Don't worry. I'll take good care of the kids for you.
My memory must have been failing me. I've forgotten how beautiful you are, Mary. Look at you. You're lovely.
And as much as I would love to hear you dote on me for thousands of eons in death, it's not your time. It's not your time. Benny, you see around you as you kind of draw your head back from her forehead. There's a slow march running past you, led by Aros and Ensi, and slowly trailed behind by Arden, Charpay, and Lily, as they are walking past your dance towards the sunset. But she tilts your head back towards her face. You tried. It just didn't take. I'm sorry.
Where are they going?
They're going... They're going to meet up with your son.
No.
I know. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
That can't be right.
You did your best. And I'm sorry you can't join them yet. I'm
Mary,
sorry.
they're just kids.
I know. But I promise you, I'll take good care of them. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You need to go. You need to go back. You're hanging on. You're hanging on. You can't go with them. I'm sorry.
I love you, Mary.
I love you too.
Send me back.
She spins and dances with you against the field and hands you back off. As of last session, you were indeed stabilized.
Yes.
Hour 16. What can be readied? What can be prepared? Chart the course. You just need to find the path and follow it. Think of the end goal. Think of your obstacles. Prepare for the worst. Shoot for the best. Keep planning. Keep preparing. Make it to the sunset of tomorrow. There's still time. There's still... Charpay. Is this what she spoke about? That long lifetime ago? A garden? The flowers shine under the golden glow. A pomegranate tree grows fruit that sheens this resplendent color that you can never touch. You're bathed in it. You must have been standing here for years. the way the weeds gather around your legs as if you too are part of the garden. How long? How long have you been planted within these soils? How long? How long? Roll a death saving throw. You are on 2 failed. And I believe 1 success.
That's a 3.
You've been here so often before, but it's always been with company. You could feel their roots around yours. You could reach to the hands that looked to lift you from the soils. You could rise up beyond the great gold in the sky and see the stars and constellations of the astral sea. At least, perhaps, you could have gotten a glimpse of those waiting for you beyond the sunset. The Garden of Heroes is empty. It is overgrown. The roots stretch up towards your neck. The grass has grown for centuries. It's been golden hour forever. More trees have sprouted, more weeds have sprung forth, more winds have passed. Not another soul. Your head can't move anymore. And throughout these billions of instances, you've come to a realization of something off in the horizon end. Sat upon a hilltop, millions of light years away by now. She waits alone by a cherry blossom tree. How wrong. All gardens eventually will wither, all flowers eventually cease their bloom. What? Charpay, are your last thoughts?
It's a mixture of a lot of things, because Charpay has always been fractured for a long time now. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of just confusion that things could end like this after all the work she's gone through, after she's made so many incredibly powerful friends that none of those connections would amount to anything. She's angry in some ways, that mostly that anger is directed at herself. She only knew for a fact that Aros was dead. She didn't see any of... Well, she saw the others go down, that she didn't know if it was her or not. She knows that Aros is dead. And that, more than anyone else in an odd way, really hurts. Because even after everything out of the way that she has treated Aros, Aros has always represented hope, in a sense. Just utter denial of the overwhelming odds and finding a way no matter what. The entire Outlands, she attributes their survival mostly to Aros. She really looked up to Aros. And the fact that he, of all people, could be dead makes her angry. Then, of course, above all, there's Kelsey. Kelsey, baby, I'm so sorry. That's all.
Keep learning. Keep surviving. Keep preparing. Keep holding out. Hour 20.
You're muted. You're muted, Dean.
Woof. Well, hour 20. Keep learning. Keep surviving. Keep preparing. Keep holding out. Lily. The rain doesn't burn as it hits your skin, and the sun doesn't pierce your flesh as it gently falls down your frame. And yet, it refuses to touch your hands. No hand gently wraps around yours, no brush of one against your shoulder. The flowers lean away, the grass, the light. They're so cold. Even in the sunlight, your hands are cold and damp Didn't you want this moments ago? Do you want this? You're laid upon the dirt and ground, cheek pressed against the grain. The bottoms of your sockets grow filled with water like rain dishes. Your hands yearn to pray. But that is no longer their purpose. They've made their purpose clear. Roll a death saving throw.
That is a
What is it?
12.
One success for Lily Lenovo. Do you want to live?
When she was younger, she thought about the concept of life and death as she grew up in a heavily religious area, and oftentimes your worth as a person was measured by if you were able to make it. And so when she lays here, the antithesis of everything she grew up learning, she doesn't want to die. When she was younger, she thought of the afterlife as something exclusive, as something you had to, and as she grew and began to leave the group, she started that it was just a lie. There was no afterlife, there was no reason. But now she knows that if she does die, sure, she'll be eternally laid to rest, but she doesn't want that. She is not a calm person. She is not someone who forgives easy. She holds grudges. She is willing to act in the sake of revenge, in the want to keep herself from hurting others. She almost loses the part of her that is most important to her, the act of protecting and the act of enacting some kind of revenge on people who have, like, taken things from her. If she does die here, there's not a soul in heaven that would be able to understand the way that she will scream and that she will rage and the prayers that she will say that fall on deaf ears.
Roll a death saving
in
throw.
all honesty, no one ever. That is 15.
That is the second success for Lily Lomé. What were you going to say?
Oh, I forgot.
Does it at all hurt that as you lay in this dirt, not even your mother came to hold your hands and send you off? Do you think you're going to end up in the same place as her? Or in the same place as your father?
Her father was a wretched man who followed not the teaching of a holy figure, but the teaching of a devil. In her mind, she knows that her father did not go anywhere. With blood-stained knuckles, she is terrified that she will end up in a place. But she's done putting stock in what a parent can do. because for her life, they were never able to fill any void or offer any assistance. She doesn't want to place the definition of how her identity is placed in the hands of him, or not even a mother that she has never known until very recently. All she wants is to die knowing that she did all she could. And in this moment, she, with no charges left on her staves, no energy to fight back, she knows that she did what she could.
Roll a death saving throw.
That is a 14.
Lily has been stabilized. Hour 24. Keep holding out. Keep holding out. Gideon. We're out of time. They've lost.
I know. I know.
And there's not much more I can do for you right now.
It's fine. You've done what you can. And I know what I need to do.
Then I give you my blessings. As best as I can. And I hope that you too carry what I stand for with you.
I hope so.
And that's all we can do. Vigor, the god of hope, hands you off as the walls of the holy temple drop. And you're left in that small, cramped room once again, with a door leading out to a treatment theater, and a deep, twisted feeling, a knowledge that you know what is behind that door.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much else I can do but open it.
You do. Just creak it first, and then slowly push it open enough for you to see the room in front of you.
Does it lead straight in so I can see everyone in Xibalba?
Yes.
I think Gideon's gonna start maybe moving towards the door frame, and then hesitates for a moment, and instead, I think I'm gonna summon my familiar from Find Familiar, and I'm gonna send that out in my stead right now.
You duck back just for a moment behind the door frame and slowly conjure. It appears in this small, spiraling kind of manifestation of an ink that's different to the one that has marked the rest of your skin. It's almost, in a way, more akin to your own blood. Something that is definitively yours. As the small raven is going to conjure itself, it looks up at you and is going to out through the door.
And I do think I'll use its... Oh, sorry, I was gonna say I was gonna use its sight as my own, if I could see through its eyes.
And you close your eyes and open them through the gaze of the familiar. Flying above with outstretched wings, you take stock of the situation. Arden's body slump behind a pillar nearby. Her breathing is mangled. It is getting slower by the second. Same is Lily. Though Lily never breathed to begin with, you genuinely cannot tell if she is alive or dead. Benny's hand is slowly twitching against the ground, as if he's trying to still claw himself back up, or perhaps he's trying to claw himself back down again to follow the rest of them, who are lifeless, who are dead. And in the center of it all, sat upon the operating table, this is your first time in years that you have truly seen Xibalba in the flesh. Not an illusion. Not just a voice in your head. The creature itself. And its head snaps towards your familiar. You know, Begonia, this has happened before. I'm sure you remember. You not being strong enough to save everyone around you. How long did it take you to realize in there? Did it take you the entire time? Are you just realizing it now? That I isolated you, not so that I could break you, but I isolated you so that I could break them. You failed once again, Begonia. And what? You bring out that trifling little thing, still too cowardly to face me on your own. Still just that scared little boy. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Because you are still Begonia, as I've made quite clear. You let down all of them at Sepaternum. And now, you've let them all down as well. So what's the play? Have your familiar shoot a couple of spells at me? You know for a fact that I could end the ones who are still breathing quicker than you could stop me. I tried to warn them of something similar, and they didn't listen. But you've always been a good listener. So what? Are you going to be a coward? Are you going to continue to be a failure? Because that is continuously what you have done when you have broken out on your own. You failed Callie. You failed Avarice. You failed all of them. You failed Lens. You failed Hailwind. Were those all the names that you used to scream out as a child? You failed them. Back when you were just a lone little boy. And then you grow old. And you decide once again to go off and do something on your own. To make yourself a new man. And now, Lily, Charpay, Rose, Arden, Ensi, Benny. Because you see, Gideon, the thing is is that on your own, you are nothing but a failure. It was only under me that you were ever able to succeed.
I think Gideon wants to say something here. Give a big response to the speech, try to weaponize maybe some of the information he learned while in the room, but honestly, I think focused on everyone else, and oof. So as far as I can tell, everyone in the party's down, and it seems like at least a couple of them are dead, right? If not more.
You can tell for a fact that Charpay, Aros, and Ensi are dead.
Dead.
Benny and Arden seem to be
Alright.
dead. Benny and Arden seem to be hanging on. Lily, because of her vampiric nature, you cannot tell for certain.
And I know everyone wants me to hit Xibalba, but not only does Gideon not have any real way of knowing that Xibalba's that low, there's also the fact that even if he did, still has all those... Everyone's effectively a hostage right now. Now...
As it just warned you. It's just going to perch itself up and is going to sit cross-legged on that surgery table and is just keeping its skull, watching your ravens circle the room slowly.
Yeah, I think I might have to go for stuff. Yeah, no. I think I'm gonna go for a full power wish. None of that spell replication stuff. Full. Yeah, no, I mean that's all I'm seeing here. But shit, what are the bounds of that? Because that's pretty loosey goosey. That's
full power
sort of
wish
like
is theoretically the strongest thing you can do in Dungeons and Dragons, but of course, for those who are aware, it comes with drawbacks. The main one being in that it has a chance of not letting you cast Wish ever again. In terms of what you can do in the bounds of one wish, is that what you're asking?
yeah, in a single instance casting of wish. Yeah.
I think that you would be able to imbue more into it than just one aspect, but that is with the knowledge that I would give a greater drawback.
Greater than the usual.
Greater than the usual. Greater than just the sapping of your strength, greater than the 33%.
But if I agreed to that, I could do more with it.
You could do more
essentially.
with it. You could also do more with it if you lessen the number of targets. That could lessen the impact it would have.
And could I theoretically stack those two drawbacks? You know, I'm just really trying to juice it here, just trying to get what I can out of this.
I think you could. I think, yeah.
Oh.
But once again, those drawbacks would be going entirely to yourself.
To myself, okay. Faye, Aros, Ensi down. Stuff going on with Ensi, but that might actually be a good thing. And then, even if I get everyone back up, we're still here. Or even if I... And then...
Because very likely, with a full power wish, getting people back up, if you were to put that energy into getting everyone back up and just full healthy again, that alone, I think, would constitute those two things at once. So if you'd just be getting everyone
yeah.
back up, it would be weakened. They'd
Oof,
all be around
yeah.
1. And then Xibalba
Shit.
would just
Yeah.
knock him right
Take him
back
down
up.
again. Okay. So we're basically trying to min-max a wish here. Okay. I think I might have something then. I think what happens is I think the Familiar is gonna land. And I don't have an ability to talk. I can't talk through it. That's a warlock thing, but I can still talk from where I am. Not that far, right? From
Not that far.
between where the door is and where Xibalba is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I think from the door frame, Gideon says, "And what do you consider yourself? Are you still Alice? Are you still just another one of Velgen's creations? Is everything you are attributable to him?"
I think perhaps there is evidence to prove that, there is evidence to prove that I have succeeded in making myself more than what was initially provided to me. Though yes, you've done your research. You know how I got to where I am today. But I wouldn't have made myself to this without my own success. Something that you have been proven to lack in comparison.
Yes.
As evident by your surroundings.
You've made it quite clear that the only thing that you really attribute to me is this familiar. This is the sum total of my work.
I suppose there is at least something to be said for that spell you made of your own volition, but then again, who taught you the means to construct that? So yes, at the end of the day, all that you've ever been able to do for yourself has been to make a little bird that'll fly away and let you hide and let you run.
Yes. Maybe there is some validity in what you're saying. That's right, and all it really does is let me have a companion, give me a new perspective on the world. One where I can see you and you don't have line of sight on me, and I'm gonna cast Wish to the Familiar.
Oh, fuck!
And I know what I want to do with the Wish, too. But that's to make sure he can't counterspell it, can't shut it down or anything.
No, you're out of line of sight.
Yeah,
Casting
line of
it
sight.
through your familiar.
And the rules do specify with the Find Familiar specifically. You're the one casting
You're the
it.
one
It's just
casting it.
basically
It's delivering it.
extending the range. Yeah. So I think I think as this line happens, the Raven lands on like Aros's chest, or like face maybe. Either one works, but lands there, casts Wish, and given the bounds of what I.
What is the stipulation of your wish?
I think the stipulation. I think the first, I think I'll knock out the negatives first. For one of which is obviously all of these effects. None of them are going to affect me. It's everyone else in the party that's going to be subjected to this. I'm being left out.
Okay.
And secondly, you mentioned extra detriments, which is I will pour any number of spell slots on top of ninth level, everything under that. I'll pour any amount that is necessary for this, for what I want to happen essentially.
Okay. You're willing to
And
sacrifice as many spell slots as this needs.
yeah,
Would you be willing as well? Just basically everything's on the table. You're willing to do what needs to be done to make this happen.
yeah, I'm putting it all on the table.
Okay.
And I think I'd like to do almost 2 spells back to back, almost, or one maybe in a way, where I want to get everyone out, so teleport spell. I'd also like to bring back the people that are down right now, the dead ones. Not to anything crazy, something similar to revivify, 1 HP, that sort of thing.
Okay.
And then just with how long things have been going, they haven't been dead that long, which should help with that process.
Yeah. So. You're okay. So you are removed from all effects. So you are basically, you remove yourself as well from the teleportation.
Yeah.
So you're not getting out with everyone.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm also gonna leave Ensi out of the teleportation.
Okay.
For a very specific reason that you are all not aware of. I want to make that very clear.
Okay. Out of curiosity, which one do you think, even though they're kind of like happening at the same time, which one do you think pulls the trigger first? The Revivify or the Teleport?
I think the Revivify, followed by the Teleport.
With the raven perched upon Aros's chest, these small blooms are going to start appearing from underneath the feet of your raven and are going to begin to rise outwards. And as this is occurring, this small rose is going to appear out from Aros's chest and is going to spring up outwards. You have never seen it before, but Aros once has. It is the rose growing through a rock in the middle of winter. The sign of survival and the sign of hope. All of you guys, for just a moment, feel yourselves coming to consciousness and feeling the sunset, the glow that was washing over you all, feeling that leave. As instead, though it may be less warm, though it may be less beautiful, it's the coldness of life. You feel once again the concrete, that kind of low paved bottom of the ground beneath you. You feel your bodies sore and exhausted, pressed against the floor, kind of struggling to heave yourselves back up. You guys begin to feel your nerves flaring, your eyes being able to flit open. And you feel something beginning to sprout and extend out from beneath you. But as you guys are beginning to rise once again, some of you are able to crack your eyes open, and for those who can see, you see as the raven hops up, flies off of Aros, and for just a split second of a moment, you just see the slight few tassels of red hair from behind the doorframe. And all of you understand at this moment who did this, and that he's not coming with you. From underneath Aros's position, a great petal is going to extend and warp and expand outwards around you all, as Xibalba is going to stand up on top of that surgical desk and is going to go, "You! I should have known better than to leave you in there with your little tricks. Fine. I'll give you this one, Gideon Godbrand. That was a clever move." And the petal is going to reach outwards and is going to extend, is going to surround you all, and is going to sink down into the ground. And then it is going to disperse. Quiet rings out throughout the room as all of them are taken to what you know is safety. You kind of lean back just a bit against the wall near the doorframe. Ensi, you are not taken with them for a reason that I think becomes abundantly apparent to you as you begin to come to your senses. Because the burning that has always been there inside of you has been a warning. It has been a small and yet lengthy gunpowder trail leading towards your final moments.
Hey, Xibalba. That was quite the thing, huh? You know, I'm not gonna live past this, but in my final moments, can I just sit next to you? I think we both know what's about to happen. You can teleport out as you see it coming. I don't care. I just want to spend time with the person who raised me for the last time. I'm gonna slowly stumble towards the Xibalba. Every nerve in my body screaming to I told you before that I loved you. I was telling the truth. I think you know that. You told me that you loved me back. I just want to show you what it's like to be loved by someone like you. This is goodbye. In my last moments, can I just hug you? I'm gonna reach out my hands and try to hug Xibalba.
Xibalba will reciprocate, but will not let their attention leave the raven.
The moment that Xibalba touches me, there's a few things that can't stop, that counterspell can't stop. 60-foot range, line of sight, psionics, and subtle spell. with my magic back, with my sorcery points back. I'm going to subtle spell Gideon Godbrand's Planar Prison.
Fuck.
Boxed.
And this great red box is going to spread out across the room. Gideon, you do indeed see as, like, pretty much 10 feet behind you, you are in the radius of this, as a wall is going to appear kind of in front of you, this deep crimson red.
As this is happening, can I reach out?
Yeah.
Using, I can't remember if planar binding lets me do it, and if it's not, that's fine. I'll use sending for it to Neuraxis, and basically just, we don't have to run through the specific wording. Just get Satari out of here. You're not going to be able to come back from me because getting God around planar prison means I can't get away either. I'm stuck in this AoE.
You close your eyes, you send that out. You see from outside the prison as Neuraxis is going to rise, this time without the splendor, is going to give you a very genuine look. And is going to rush off to complete your command.
Loved by someone like you. A liar, a cheater, and a murderer. Goodbye, Xibalba. And I'm going to explode.
Right as you are about to go out, as you wrap your arms in a tight embrace and the red walls spread out and encase you both inside. Xibalba puts your head and presses it against their chest. And is going to go. Goodbye, hope. Goodbye, Dictonimus. Goodbye, Begonia. But we both know this isn't goodbye for me. And Gideon, you had read hours ago what a long time ago was implanted within Ensi Dante. An old procedure that used to be done during the Curse War. 4 liters of magma mephit extract, 4 liters of steam mephit extract, 2 liters of Balor extract, and enough magical gunpowder to nuke a city. Enough fire to burn Seberturnum 2 times over. As you place your head against the wall behind the doorframe, you feel your body beginning to fall to the effects of the wish. Your spells beginning to drain, starting low, pushing high. Your body is exhausted. Your shoulders and such begin to sag, your arms begin to shrivel. Your ward is still up, but underneath it, you feel the underlying truth that you, right now, are once again fragile. take me through your mind for just a moment. What do you think? As things are about to go critical.
I think all he really does is hope it was all enough. That he did enough for everyone to help them, to give them chance, or maybe some aspect of hope he doesn't know. Maybe even some regrets. Maybe specifically with Eros, just in rejection of them, he considers maybe it was just a rejection of himself, considering everything that's been done to the two of them that are so similar. But he tries not to linger on it. And I think as Gideon sort of just sits there waiting for it to, all happen, he sort of coughs and sort of says this, kind of directed at Xibalba, but is really just saying it sort of out into the air, and he's like, who knows? Maybe my wards will be enough for this one.
An explosion so often can look like a sunrise or a sunset, with how its great fire coats the sky in orange and red. And in this case, how it coats the sky in gold. Ensi, you stand in a field of burning dictonmus plants, their great buds all cascading and exploding around you, like they were always meant to do. You feel warmth around you, a great embrace, being pushed through all of you. I think in this moment, I want to ask, Ensi, did you die a hero, or did you die a villain?
I've been so obsessed with labels all my life. Hero, villain, good and evil. And I've done things villainous. I've done things heroic. But you know what? I died as Ensi.
Those arms around you are your own. What are your final thoughts?
The fire in my body has always been painful. I've loathed the magic I was born with. This warmth is nice. It's finally over for me. And if I could so much as slow down Xibalba and what it's done, that would have been enough. That would have been enough.
Flowers are not made to withstand an inferno. As it erupts. The raven presses against your chest, Gideon, as you're able to just run a hand down its back. And then there is light. And then there is a forest. Aros, this time you feel rain upon your cheek, upon your fur. You feel the rain. It doesn't avoid you like it did a moment ago, an eternity ago. And you don't see the setting sun. No. You open your eyes and feel your hand clutch around your chest, where a single rose has bloomed. You're alive. You know it fundamentally to be true, and yet it's like the paradox comes back into your head. You don't know. Perhaps a part of you died. Perhaps. You look around. Great trees stretch out around you in this winding, endless forest. They don't have any leaves. Instead, they are barren. A mist lulls against the ground in a gentle purple. And these raindrops, they're not rain. Instead, it's almost like small sparks of starlight are drifting and falling against your face. That at least makes it easier to tell the difference between those and tears. You swear for a moment you saw the sun setting, you saw the great light. But someone else took that for you. And now you're sitting under moonlight. What do you do?
Where's everyone else?
Roll investigation.
Investigation, that is an unnatural 20.
A dirty 20. You dart your head around, looking, and you see still just trees around you, but spreading out into these different directions there are flowers. The first wave of flowers in front of you is this long trail of purples, ferns, clovers, and green roses. And as you look down that path, you see a small clearing off in the distance. But that way is paved for you by a small of feathers as something flies by your side with these dark, black, inky wings. Larger, a little bit, than a crow, but still small. Something corvid flies past you.
I follow it.
You follow the inky black bird that for a moment you swear reminds you of the blood of someone you know. But as you follow it and it flies long past you, and you tread your way through green roses through a clearing. Arden, you wake up in a forest, in a field, in a small clearing surrounded in a bed of roses the color of your hair. No picnic blanket beneath you, no sunset. Just staring up at the moonlight shining over you with understanding of what was just done for you.
I think she just sits there in silence and stares at the moon for a while.
You sit, you stare, you consider. You mentioned earlier that you tend to shed tears for others. Are there any?
Yeah.
Arden, you hear the sound of paw steps coming towards you. Aros, you see Arden.
I choke on a flower.
No, you don't.
Sorry. Arden?
Yeah?
What? Xibalba.
Gideon saved us.
Is he alright? Where is he?
He didn't come with.
Well, we have to go get him. We have to find everyone else too. Is Charpay alright? Benny? Lily? Ensi?
He teleported pretty much everyone out. Well, I don't know if he got Ensi, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think any of them are making it out of there.
What?
It's just a feeling I have. I don't think he was planning on... I think they're dead.
Oh. Why would he do that?
I don't know. I mean, there's lots of reasons why you might do that. I guess he must have thought it was worth it.
That doesn't make much sense.
Well, it will if we make it make sense.
That doesn't make much sense either. Do you know where anyone else is? Should
No,
not.
I don't. We should probably look for them.
Yeah, I don't. We should.
The path of flowers continues forward. This time in a deep purple color, the same lilac that makes up most of Benny. And fit in amongst these purple flowers are white roses as well. that pave the way. And of course, you are led by the flapping of corvid wings that waits for you before bouncing off and flying forward still. Benny. You wake up. And you do so with the knowledge, of course, of what was just done for you. You're staring up at the moonlight. What do you do?
A long time ago, he would have once jumped to his feet, but no. His legs hurt too much to do that anymore. His back is stiff and sore. He's going to try to sit up. Slowly. There's no avoiding how much it'll hurt, but all the same, he's got to get there.
You hear the sound
Problem.
of footsteps coming near. You recognize them as two of your kids, Aros and Arden. You thought they were dead.
You're alive. Oh, thank goodness. I thought you guys were gone. I'm so happy you're alive. But where's... He's gonna start looking around as if trying to pinpoint where his other children, his other family are.
You see the bird up in the trees tilt its head at you and then continue flying, this time down a path of pink roses.
He's gonna push himself to his feet and look back once to those who are already awake and say, "Come on. We need to find them. Quickly."
Yeah.
And he'll turn back.
And you begin walking. Charpay. You wake up.
Have they already found me, or am I still
No.
alone?
You're still alone for the moment.
She just stares up at the sky for a moment. What? Does she? I don't think she would remember what happened very well, does she?
As I mentioned, there was a split second where you could see what he was about to do for you.
Oh no. Gideon. And she sort of doubles over. I mentioned this in the fight with Xibalba, that she is not a religious person. She has never truly prayed. And she doesn't really know how to do it. But she's just kind of over on her knees and elbows, and she doesn't know if it makes it better or worse if you send a message out to multiple gods or deities, if it's like more offensive to do multiple, or if you're supposed to focus. That she's just gonna go down the same list that she was running through in her head during the Xibalba fight. Eldrin, Bahamut, Varilla, Slantanium, Judgment, Above. Please. Help him. Help him. Please do whatever you can for him. Do whatever you can. him. If it is at all possible for him to get out of that, please help him. And if it isn't, take away his pain. Give him safe passage. Hilo, let him go.
You feel for a moment a hand on your shoulder. You swear it's the hand of one of them. Perhaps Verla. Perhaps Vigor. Perhaps one of them, but... Benny, you put your hand on Charpay's shoulder and are just rubbing it as she prays.
You're okay. You're okay.
I'm more worried about you, Charpay.
I'm fine. I think he did it. Gideon. Do you know how to pray better than I do? Because I think he needs it.
It's been so long, but I will try.
I've never done it, so your guess is as good as mine.
Sometimes all you need to do is just close your eyes and ask. There's really no right way to pray.
Right.
Only the way that would feel right to you. I will pray with you.
I was dead. Benny, I was dead.
I know, honey. He's gonna hug her. I know. I know. I saw you and everyone walking into the sunset, and I was so scared you were going to be gone forever. I don't think I could live in a world without you guys.
I'm here. I'm here.
So happy you're here.
I'm so happy you're here. And she just hugs him back.
Aros sort of hovers in the back. I think he's just reflexively checking her over, just something that he picked up during their time in the Outlands. And
Arden would definitely join in on the hug.
Yeah.
Benny would welcome Arden into the hug by moving his arm out to kind of encompass it with her as well. Yeah. Arden. Oh, Arden, sweet child, you're okay.
Yeah.
Where's Lily?
Probably further along.
I can go grab her.
Aros, please.
Yeah, I'll go.
She's my little girl, Aros.
It's I'll get her. It's all right.
Thank you.
Benny, Arden, Charpay, you guys continue to embrace. Aros, you travel down the last path of purple roses, led by the corvid that stares at you with a slightly tilted head. This time it does not follow you, but instead its eyes kind of narrow and its head rises in some sort of emotion that you can't quite place.
Can I tell if it's positive or negative?
Roll insight.
13.
It flies off and you are not able to discern. Lily, you wake up.
She knows what it feels like to die. She knows it so intimately it might as well be a natural state of being. She's undead. She wasn't close to death, not as close as she thinks other people were, but when she stands up, she still feels so much more mortal than she was already. So much more aware of the fact that she could have died. She taps her feet on the ground, trying to see anyone around her.
And you feel Aros slowly extending into your range of tremor sense vision.
She doesn't move, but when she speaks, it's with a coldness that he has not ever heard from her. Even in moments where she was upset with him, she had always been emotional. But she isn't right now. Where's Gideon? I don't want to see you right now.
Everybody else does. They're just towards me. Past.
I don't care where everybody else was. I don't want to see you right now. Where's Gideon?
I don't know. Other people apparently remember a little more. But everybody else is this way. Then he wants to make sure we're alright. And he turns and starts.
Everybody else is there. I'm gonna look for Gideon. You can tell him I'm alright. I'm gonna look for Gideon. And reminiscent of a night in the Feywilds where she found torn clothing and a scarf left behind, Lily walks off to look through the forest because she did not see what everyone else saw. She did not see that final sliver of red hair.
You start making your way through the trees. You didn't follow the path of flowers that everyone else did. You were at the end of it. You haven't been able to realize that Gideon's not been given a trail like the rest of you have. You don't have the context. As always lately, you have found yourself as the only one out of the loop. You cover so much of those surrounding forests. You find the path back around to the party and feel all of them, but walk past them trying to find Gideon instead. You cover as much ground as you can without going too far. Everyone else is close by. He should be close by too. Maybe he's flying. But no. You had to assist him last time. You guys had to get him, like, up an incline. He's not a flyer. You can't find him. Yes, Ro?
I have a magic item called the Platinum Wand. I think after Lily walks off, he goes, okay, guess I'm doing this now then. He'll sort of, he probably tucked it away somewhere for easier reach, in case if there's a better time. And he was going to use this for someone else, but they probably can't survive without the wizard, honestly, at this point. So, what the Platinum Wand does is, let's see if I can find the exact description. What the small Platinum Wand is a single use, and it casts True Resurrection or Power Word Kill activated when you can use your first 9th level spell slot. I am a level 17 spellcaster, so I have access to those, obviously. And I do have a semantic question. So in the case of an absence of a body, the spell can even provide a new body if the original no longer exists, in which case you must speak the creature's name. Would that provide, like, I guess, what goes into the specs of designing the form? Would it be what the individual thinks of themselves, or what
it
they're...
is how they died. They are just restored to life again.
Alright. Going to hold it out, and just a quiet Gideon Godbrand.
Tony. Here's my question for you. The spell True Resurrection stipulates that the creature's soul must be free and willing. Is it?
You say that, Dean, but honestly, I'm gonna stop you even before that. And that, even more importantly, that when recreating a creature's body, you have to speak their name.
That much is also true.
Godbrand was an epitaph. Or, that's the right word, right?
Yeah.
Sort of. It's not his real elven last name.
You cast the wand before you. Nothing happens.
Shit, okay,
Would it be what the creature believes to be their name, or what is, like, their name?
It's their name.
did we get our spell slots back, upon revivification?
No.
Well, good thing I never used my...
You're just back to 1 hit point.
As Eros is parsing this out, I think after the third, or maybe before, she's lost count at this point. Circling, she approaches the group, taps her feet, and is going to say the same thing that she said to Eros. Where is Gideon?
Lily. I don't think he came with us.
That's right, he's not here.
No. No. No, he had to come with us.
I don't think he did.
No. No, you're wrong.
I
You're
hope
wrong.
so. I hope so. I hope so, Lily. I hope so.
He wasn't supposed to be like the rest of them. He was supposed to stay here.
I know. If there's one thing I know about Gideon is that he'll figure out a fucking way out of this. But if not, the best thing I can do for him is hope.
Babe. Charpay, I want to go home.
I know. I think we can. But it's because of him.
He saved our lives. I never got to apologize to him. Damn.
And to think,
He saved her.
despite that, He also saved you, Benny.
Oh, this shit hurts. That's out of character.
I think as Lily stands there, she's going to kind of curl in on herself and just goes, Mom? Mom, are you there? Mom, I'm sorry. I don't know if you knew him, but I'm sorry.
He kept his promise. To not let the cycle of violence continue against us. He kept it.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, Ro?
Could I cast a divination?
With divination, you can ask a single question.
God, I think I've... Would asking for his true name be enough to get it? Do you want me to roll for that, or?
Just ask, it's divination.
Isn't divination only about information within the last 7 days, or how does that work?
Hold up. Let me double check, actually. Yep, only activity to occur within 7 days. You're right.
He existed as of 7 days ago, at least.
Shit.
Did anyone call him his actual elven name within the past 7 days?
No one's used his name within the last 7 days.
So it requires an appropriate, a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion. I think what would help, I think what Eris is going to use is that there's a flower growing on him right now. I think he's going to rip that out and just stab it through with Pandora's Edge. If that is worth over 25. If not, he has an alternate plan.
What are you asking, is my question.
What's the true name of of who saved us? Of who healed us, of who sent us here?
Unfortunately, due to a particular stipulation that I cannot disclose at this time, you do not get a response.
Can I roll to see if the flower was enough?
It was enough. There's another reason.
I read the second paragraph. Shit. He's just kind of flipping through his spellbook, trying to find something to make this right, make this better, make this something more than an unfair trade-off in his sight. Because he didn't know Charpay went down. He knew probably everybody else, but They were probably fine. They were always fine. Could I chase after the raven?
Yes.
One more thing left to try.
You are going to start chasing after the corvid?
Yes.
Are the rest of you going to follow?
Sure.
Yeah,
Has
only if
Eros
Charpay
explained
goes.
what he's trying to do at all?
Nope.
Then I'll ask. I mean, I'll follow, but I'll ask. What are you trying to do?
It's fine. I'm trying to make this right. It's fine.
Eros. I
Can I
think
catch
he
up?
wanted this. If there's anything we can do, I'd like to do it. That at the end of the day, he wanted this.
I at least have to try.
Yes, let's try.
Great.
What do you need?
What can we do to help?
Can I catch up to it?
It's landed in front of you already.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
You do?
Were you his? Do you know his name? Please.
You look at the corvid in front of you. Yes, I indeed described it as bigger than a typical crow. I don't believe I stated it was a raven. Gideon's bird is a raven. This is a crow. There is a slight sheen to its feathers that you are beginning to notice now as it's finally stopped its movement. This green tint to it, an almost minty color, kind of goes up some of the feathers. And from its center region, its ribs kind of extend out almost like a bird cage, but are torn open to almost look like one that has been broken free from. And atop this little crow's head are these two horns. And you go to speak with this creature in front of you. You killed me. And I thought you were gonna die too. Could have been fair then, maybe. Could have been fair. But he taught me that death doesn't have to be the end. He taught me that death doesn't have to be the end. It seems like it wasn't your end, and it wasn't mine either. Milenko is going to start taking some steps backward and is going to hop up and is going to let out a cry of this broken crow wail and is going to fly off into the nearby tree line where there is no path of roses, but instead this path of shadow, small rolling purple mist flooding out from this area. And as...
What did it say?
Yeah.
Sorry. Aros?
I'm gonna summon back Pandora's Edge.
You take your knife back in your hand. Do you elaborate?
He thinks on it for a good bit. That was, Twinkle. I didn't get to tell her that I was
Oh.
going to bring her back if she was willing. I felt gentle to post that in, and I figured 10 days would be long enough.
Her last name is by trick. If that's worth anything.
I need a body for Revivify.
As Charpay says that, you guys hear calling out. Corvids are remarkably good at mimicking human voices. You wouldn't have even need speak with animals to get her to be understood. That's not my last name anymore.
Well, I guess that doesn't make a difference. I'm sorry, Aros. She doesn't really know what else to say, but
I just need his name.
You're not gonna get it.
I mean,
Well, yeah, I'm sorry about what I did.
No. But it's okay. You made me better again.
I've been trying. You're, one of the first things I was able to take note of when I woke up was your feathers have a lovely sheen to them, so I wouldn't call that better or worse, I'd call that different. But if you see it better, then yeah, better. God, what are we doing? What am
He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
Traded himself for you. Like you traded me for Elian. But that's okay. I got better. Maybe he can get better too. Maybe. Really? It depends on if his soul is willing or not. It's okay. It'll be okay. It'll all be okay. You've met with a terrible fate, but it's led you to someplace where you all can strive to be better. I hope you can get better. You monsters.
Gonna pull out some spare, just like, breadcrumbs and toss them.
No, she does not respond to those. Instead, she is going to bobble off into the wood and is going to take off into that area of purple mist with a loud caw ringing out. And from the mist, a hand is going to extend outwards, gloved in this very kind of dark purpley color, and Milenko lands and then is pulled back into the darkness, where you guys see two eyes open up within these shadows. The first one, your typical affair of sclera, iris, pupil, with a kind of hazily caramel, brown, almost goldish color to it. The other one, however, is something a little bit different. Behind this thick sheen of strange necrotic scarring running up and down, there is something not right about it. It's not glossy. It's more solid than that. It's split in a kind of triad. The first quadrant, a teal green. The second, this deep purple. The third, a marigold orange. And from there, the figure begins to walk forward, stepping out from the mist towards you all. And you feel that there are other eyes on you. Looking around, you see for just a moment these bright, piercing glows around the forest. Something looking at you, multiple things looking at you, but I think the one that catches your eye the most specifically catches the eye of Benny Charpay. There's something glowing, this ghastly, spectral, ethereal blue. And that catches you off guard because you haven't seen the blue of Marcel in years. But it's not right. It too has that split triad eye. As does Milenko. As does Vulcan Charlemagne. As does Charpay, the version of yourself that you gave up. And we are going to end this session off here.
We're fucked!
Where the fuck are we?
We're at 1 hit point! That's already a rose!
Like, you guys left us behind, motherfucker. And it's like, we didn't have any fucking time!
Tony, I'm so sorry. Why didn't you tell us your fucking name?
We don't even know his... Ah!
Who are you?
We gotta go on a test for Lindsay Hill
right now.
How are we all feeling? How are we all feeling? I think that's a great question, eh?
Better than expected, but oh my god.
Ooh.
I'm having a good time. I'm always having a good time, though. I feel like this is
That's
consistent
great.
with me. I'm here to be like the voice of calm.
Can I be the first to say, We are so fucking back.
Not that back. That's a radiant
so back,
row. We're all on one hit point.
We're so
We're
fucking
very
back.
this is
back.
definitely-
We were looking at a TPK, and now
Yeah, compared
basically
to a
everyone's
TPK,
back.
we are back.
We're gonna TPK
Look,
again.
look,
Don't
we're
worry
so
about
back.
it. Don't
It's so
worry
over.
about it.
But we are
It's-
so back.
Don't worry about it. It's just a guy. What's he gonna do?
This time, gang. All right, it's fine. We're fine.
Let's do some closing remarks. We're actually gonna skip over Tony. We're gonna save Tony for last.
Fuck.
Stacey, closing
Oh
remarks.
shit. I was crying a lot this session. Every time I turned off my camera, I was sniffling violently into a paper towel. This was very fun. Oh my god. Gideon, I love you.
Okay. Hang on.
Who?
Oh,
Aros, or not Aros, Ro, closing remarks.
I was thoroughly expecting not to survive this like at all. Like you've seen that I've been planning another character. Like fully, like hands down, like I almost named her and everything. Man, at the end there, I did revert a little into how I used to play Aros. That sort of like shit, I need to make everything fine, everything good, gotta take care of everything, sort of. Because, I mean, I think that's deep down what he was coded to do, essentially, back when, you know, we were like, oh man, haha, weird how that guy's, like, perfect for, I don't know, being morality in the party or something. Haha, secret sleeper agent, but, like, I think sort of waking up again almost had him sort of getting a flash of how nice it was to be alive. The feeling of rain, the softness of petals, the sort of rush you get from a sense of urgency. So,
I realized
Yeah.
that I forgot to make this the what's one thing you learned, what's one roleplay moment you like. So real quick, I think we glossed over that. So Cece, can we run that one back as well?
Fuck. Well, I learned. Go. You go first, Ro. I don't fucking know what I
Cece,
learned.
okay.
I learned nothing. I gotta run. I'm 10 minutes late to a meeting.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Take care.
I learned that we're fucked. Vulcan, for the context of everyone else here, was a radiant rose. That means he is at the very least level 17. We're fucked.
No, we're
killed
gonna be
that guy, didn't
fine.
we?
Look,
We killed that guy. He got
Fine.
shot, but not us.
Like with a
Fine.
fucking
It
shotgun.
wasn't our fault.
Look,
It's
we
fine.
take
It wasn't
our fault, he just died.
session at a time. all right?
Why are we
One
assuming
session
that
at a time.
whoever this is going to be mean? Maybe they're a new
just a
power.
nice
Maybe
guy.
they're-
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
got the Malenko bird.
Gideon wished you guys to safety. Maybe this is your savior.
They're advancing ominously, Dean.
Yeah, or maybe
No,
you were
it's
supposed
okay,
to go
we
the
can
other way
befriend them.
down
I
the
believe
road
in us.
path.
True.
They can't be
Yeah.
that bad, so
Exactly.
whoever this isn't Xibalba, so like I
True.
think we can befriend them.
Well,
Exactly.
Well,
I believe in us.
Xibalba.
Look, we can make it happen again. We can befriend someone.
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
I believe
Xibalba's
in
like
us.
the only guy you can't befriend when you think about it.
Fucked up.
Honestly,
That's not true.
Fucked up.
There's been
no,
some
there's
facts.
at least one other person, but like, you know.
Yeah, so Cece, what was one thing you learned? What's one roleplay
Uh,
moment you liked?
I learned that we're fucked, but one roleplay moment I really liked was Ensi's manipulation. I love you. That whole moment, I was like in the chat, just like, yes, manipulate it, gaslight, girl boss, hug it, yes. And I loved it. I love Ensi so much. I'm gonna miss you so much, Ethan. You should come back and just play another guest character, and that guest character, I mean, be in the campaign forever, please.
Now you're
But
gonna
Ethan,
fucking...
what we should both do is we should just keep attending sessions so they'll never know if or when
Real.
we come back.
Real.
That's true. That's
We'll
true.
just sit here.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe they survived the nuke.
We'll just sit
Yeah,
here.
maybe like we will
That's
both
what
stay,
we
and
do.
maybe one of us has a new character, and we'll be back next session, or maybe we're literally here for like a year straight, just sitting here
Yeah,
enjoying the
just sitting
vibes.
here.
Real.
Yeah, just
Real.
hang out. Just hang out.
You're
Yeah.
like our live studio audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Real.
And you guys
Smiling
both have the
top and
best
appropriate
pog faces,
faces.
which it just works out. You two got the best pogs in the industry. Oh, good lord. Yeah, no, Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. Hi, I'm Dean. I'm the Dungeon Master, as stated before. What I learned is that you guys are so good at crying. Y'all fucking sobbed. I saw all of you fuckers crying besides, like, Tony and Morg, who were just fucking chilling. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Gotta love watching you guys fucking bawl your eyes out. It always hits. It makes me a very happy DM that I can get you guys this emotional. I also learned that this campaign can actively put people through the stages of grief.
Amazing.
Holy shit.
Yes, has been for like years.
It's been
Favorite
known.
roleplay moment? Fuck, man. I gotta give my roses. I gotta give my roses to Tony. Fucking killing it with all the Gideon shit. Always, forever, very good shit. Oh, woof, that fucking wish play, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Woof. Ethan and Tony, you two, Jesus Christ. Fuck. What a fucking
Gamers.
sacrifice, good lord. Very good shit.
Oh.
10 out of 1,000. 1,000 out of 10. Good shit. Morg, what's one thing you learned? What's a roleplay moment you liked?
The thing I learned, that Arden was planning to give Leela her journal.
You learned
No,
that
I don't
yourself.
really plan things. Like, you know I don't really plan things.
Hey, we roleplay. We roleplay it out. We feel it out. We
Oh,
go
it's
from
cool.
there.
You feel it out. Things happen. And then for the roleplay moment, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give it to Ethan and Tony. That was a W for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give them their flowers.
Oscar goes to you.
Ethan. Actually, we're gonna get.
Hi.
We're also gonna partially save you for last. 'Cause you're our guest star. Tony and Ethan, you two
Fuck
fucking
you.
wait your turn. Goddamn. Kiki, what is one
I'm not gonna
thing
lie.
you learned? What is one roleplay moment you liked?
I learned that a fuck dude hydrogen bomb and apparently Xibalba is a coughing baby in this situation.
Was
I don't know if you can.
Baby.
I feel like you should bring up again. I feel like didn't we already establish that Xibalba isn't Malenko, and that's why part of why it's so
It's funny,
fucked up that you
though.
killed her.
It's funny though. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't do it on purpose. This is it. I didn't do that shit on purpose, you motherfucker. I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna put rocks in your shoes, and I'm gonna force feed you fucking Mega Blocks because they're not as good
Kiki.
as Legos.
Hey Kiki,
Son of a
remember
bitch.
remember that message
Yeah.
you sent earlier about if Marcel comes back?
Yeah. Yeah. I
was shitting
I don't
myself
want
laughing
this.
because I had that shit
Apollo.
planned.
Here, let me fuck with your brain
Get the
real
fuck away
quick. Do you
from me.
think
Yeah.
Dean decided to do that before or after you sent that message? What do you think? Which one do you think it
before.
is? Yeah.
Before. There's nothing that Dean does not have planned out. I guarantee you, if I said Xibalba shits waffles, that shit would be fucking somewhere in the plot line. Like, I fucking know.
Hey guys, speaking of, can I blow your guys' fucking mind real quick? So did you guys notice how Gideon called Xibalba Alice?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dear Alice. Dear
Son of a
Alice.
Yeah.
It was
That
right
shit
there,
would be
guys, the
so
whole time.
dumb.
Puzzle.
I'm gonna throw the
It
one
was
at you.
right there.
It's on their
It was
shoulders. I'm
right
throwing
there.
it at you.
Gideon, fuck, Tony, I can't fucking read. Do you think I go through this campaign knowing how to read? This entire situation has been me at the fucking not top of my line, end of my rope.
Yeah, I definitely
I
can't.
have not.
read.
I've not had a moment
Your
of
third.
peace since the
No
moment
peace
Dear
allowed.
Alice became a thing in this campaign. I'm going to. Anyway, one roleplay. Fuck, I'm wired now. One roleplay moment I liked. Hey, motherfucker! You got me fucking riled up like a dog when you like wave a toy in front of its face. And you're like, go get it, go get it. I'm like,
Fucking
oh fuck,
wolf.
oh fuck. Yeah, wolf. This session was a big wolf. That's it. That's what this is. Shit.
Roleplay moment.
I mean, yeah, I'm getting to it. You gotta, come on, man. You gotta give me props for staying on topic. I'm kidding.
You're not.
Roleplay
You're
moment I
actively
liked
not.
was- I'm not. That's the joke. Fuck you! Roleplay moment I liked. Gideon all the way. Gideon's
Another
fucking
rose
move spell.
for Tony.
I've got to
Stop
give it
giving
to
him
him.
roses.
I can't not give him roses.
Please stop praying for my Tony. He's growing too powerful.
No, I
Stop
need his
praying
ego
for
to
Gideon
get so big
Godbrand.
that it starts a new 9/11.
True.
He knows what I mean. He knows what I mean.
The real tragedy of March 3rd was Gideon's fucking Jover.
March 3rd. Damn.
Damn.
Second
Damn.
NC has
Damn.
hit the tower.
The second,
Can't believe it was
yeah,
a guy
NC and Gideon.
representing our campaign
I
specifically.
hit the fucking bastions.
9/11 too.
You guys are really bold to assume Gideon died from a nuke. Gideon Godbrand doesn't fall so easily.
Well, I mean, in my
Yeah,
mind, he's
maybe
still
he's
alive.
fine.
I'm going through the stages of grief right now. I'm on the denial stage right now, so just let me ride that roller coaster
Yeah,
right
stay
now,
there.
because I'm not going to be here.
Another
We're gonna
another
just
week for you guys to grieve. Benny,
You know how
crime, crime. What is one thing you learned? What is one roleplay moment you liked?
Oh, God. Fucking, you got me. We fucked up with the Dear Alice thing. Sorry, that's a highlight. I love how you get up and walk away. You are funny. This man right here, this man's funny.
Thank you.
I really loved the Charpay Benny hug. I'm biased, obviously, because Charpay is my girl and I play Benny. But
Oh fuck! Can
It
I also give flowers to Cece's fucking Kelsey? Like, I'm so sorry. Oh my god!
Thank you.
Jesus Christ, that got me.
yes,
That got me.
Yes.
No.
that was incredible. That and the hug, just
It's like
incredible,
fucking dad.
delicious.
I'm playing the instrumental to fucking BB's theme right now, and bitch, I'm gonna cry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ethan,
That's me.
can I just say on behalf of all of us, thank you so much for being an incredible guest star, and I hope to have you back sometime. Maybe not as NC, because NC is fucking exploded, but
What if we
What?
find out like this? What if we find
You
out
can
this
follow us
weirdo
around
who
as a
rolled up
ghost
at the end of
and stuff,
session is NC, or like, sorry, not NC, fucking Ethan.
it's
They just
actually
hopped over to that new
true.
character.
it's
immediately.
actually Ethan.
Actually true.
But no, Ethan, thank you so fucking much for joining us. Thank you for contributing to my baby, my beautiful campaign. It really means the world to me how much effort you've put into this and how much you fucking sold it. You fucking gave it 1,010% every single session you were here. So, I guess instead of what's one thing you learned, just how was it? Did you have a good time? I hope you had a good time. What's one thing you liked? And what's a roleplay moment you liked from today?
You want me to pick one thing I liked? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The whole thing was amazing. But no, really, it's truly been a pleasure playing in your world, playing in your game. It's been very, very.
I'm happy.
I was going to say the roleplay moment was actually no, I'm still gonna say Charpay's. I mean, like every death monologue. I specifically want to shout out Charpay. Cry of grief for Kelsey. That was very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Ethan.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, man. Fuck. And to round us off today, the man of the wish, Tony. What is one thing you learned? Yep. Okay. Motherfucker.
Fuck.
Motherfucker.
God fucking damn it.
This
Fine,
represents
don't worry. I'm back.
Oh, Gideon
Don't
is
worry, it's
dead.
fine.
What is one thing you Gideon's dead. What is one thing you learned? What is one roleplay moment you liked?
I learned so much, but most of it was off screen because I was doing a bunch of puzzle stuff Dean made. That's where I learned like the Alice thing and all that. Well, let's see. I learned that everyone here cries like a bitch for one.
Woo! That's what I'm saying.
Now for
Um,
the rest of
That's
us.
what I'm saying.
roleplay moment I liked. I mean, all those death monologues were just amazing.
Yeah, everyone fucking brought it.
Yeah,
We were all locked the fuck in.
all locked in.
Good job,
into
guys.
Sadness.
Good fucking job, guys.
We did it.
We did it.
Hey, the wedding's still happening. Everyone's pretty much alive.
Hey,
Yeah, I think
Remember what
that's
you
a
sent, you
yeah.
sent this in the server. You have a wish in the dream. You're gonna make the wedding happen.
I made it happen.
We gotta hope Kelsey wasn't in the building with your fucking nuke ass.
Hey, no, planar prison, planar prison.
Planar prison.
Planar prison.
True.
Nobody else in
True.
the building is affected by
The
this.
Kelsey-
Hospital
Gideon
always
is
had with me,
fine.
which I respect.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Zibby's also probably fine, like the fucking asshole it
Mm.
is.
Yeah.
It's funny because like time and time again, Xibalba underestimating Gideon. Its own undoing.
Real.
Yeah,
Really?
Even
but
when
It
it-
did not underestimate us in the slightest. It underestimated Gideon. The rest of
Yeah.
us were fucking.
It was
We were
correct.
estimated. we were
Correct
estimated.
estimation. I
you were
think
properly
down to the fucking-
assessed.
Properly
Yeah,
assessed,
down to the
yeah.
fucking. We got it to like low enough health, but it was still able to kill us like perfectly fucking.
Yeah.
Well,
I
this-
want to keep talking, but I gotta go. I might be
Yeah,
back in like 20 minutes, but I gotta go.
Okay.
I'll be RP.
Bye.
I will. And for the stream, thank you guys so much for tuning in for this arc of the Cursed Ones. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.